Hey, IDS 301. How's it going? I'm downtown Phoenix, getting this crazy week module started off. All right, so let's get right into it. Um, Problem of the uh, intellectual autobiography uploads. It was set to accept only doc files, not docx, which I believe is the version that comes off of Apple. So I share your concern with that. Siri's thinking I'm asking her a question here. I'm sorry, just really nice down here downtown. Gorgeous day today. Okay. So looking at the intellectual autobiography uploads, let's see, how did we do here? It looks like we've got a nice strong amount here to get done. Okay, so intellectual autobiography should not be a problem. Looks like 36 of them were uploaded. Again, if you emailed it to me, I'm not looking at it. I don't look at emailed assignments except for the Easter eggs. You need to upload it because we got plagiarism software it has to go through, and it's just the way of the world. Okay, so that means if it didn't upload last night, and you emailed it to me thinking that was cool. It's not. Don't email it to me. It's much easier for me to say I fix it, and then you upload it today properly. It goes through. You don't get dinged for being late. Blah blah blah. Right. So just so you know that you don't have to ask me if I uploaded it last night and it worked, do I need to upload it again? No, it worked. So if it's there, don't need to upload it, right? All right, cool. All right, so let's get into my notes here. Very good job on the discussion board 3, by the way. Thought you guys did handle that debate quite well. You brought up some good points. There was a lot of thorough responses, thorough posts. I like that. That was great. Okay. I let's just talk real quick about some. I want to get formatting later, but I'm going to try to give you some more idea. Okay, so I'm kind of taking my foot off the gas and not destroying people for giving me the wrong font. However, Times New Roman should be your default font. Okay, it shouldn't be anything else. It shouldn't be Arial. It shouldn't be Comic Sans. Okay, if I get the rare Calibri, okay, I can live with it. All right, but you should strive for Times New Roman 12-point font. Okay, you need double line spacing. You need to indent paragraphs. You don't need line gaps between paragraphs. No. Indent paragraphs. Yes. Okay. No color. All right. No cover page. No abstracts in anything in this course. Okay. Trying to save you trouble, not trying to confuse you. Okay. Not looking for this to be a major production. I want to see your composition more than I want to see your fanciness. Okay. All right. Talk about the due dates. I know I tried to make it clear. I know some people still seem confused. It's pretty clear. If you're going to be late with something, you let me know beforehand, and I'll give you up to a 2-day extension. If you're late after the fact, I will not give you an extension. The clock is ticking. Should you submit your assignment? Yes. I'd say HE double hockey stick, yes. Okay. I will deduct it approximately 10% each day it's late. All right. That's life. Get with it. I want I want you guys to be careful because I have a tendency to see the trends from my students, and it looks like this class is getting pushed to the bottom of your list of classes because I always, not always, God, don't use absolutes. I often get emails saying, oh, I'm having trouble with this class. I got to do this class, this class, this one. So can I have an extension? I mean, I assume they're not giving you extensions in those classes, but I am, okay? So the issue with that is you tend to push it down, lower priority, lower quality work. I just want you to be aware of that, okay? I'm not trying to, set you up for failure here. I'm trying to set you up for, to working in all your schedule. I'm not trying to set my class up to be at the bottom of your barrel. It doesn't say I should be the top. It doesn't say I should be the middle. I think you should look at all your courses probably equally, unless you have the famous basket weaving 101, in which case that's always number one. All right, so um, okay. Note in the discussion board if you did receive a 50, or in your plan of study. Those were good too, by the way. If you got a 50, I may have commented on something that I didn't ding you for, okay? But may not, but I may ding you next time, okay? So it could be like your name on the paper. Could be like cover page, I don't want it. Abstract, I don't want it. Font, Times New Roman, I want, okay? If you did a whole bunch of things wrong, I may have dinged you though. Okay, so I can't guarantee it because I can do one thing, but maybe not a whole bunch. All right. So let's get right into Easter egg number one, which is don't procrastinate. Okay, that goes back to what I was just talking about other classes. All right, so let's look at module four. Are you ready? Are you ready to hit the rubber to the road? I keep lying to you, telling you that this is, this module we're in is a tough one, but no, this one is. Okay, so a lot of things get done here. All right, a lot of reading. Be careful when you read this. Okay, read through it carefully. Yeah, I'm going to give you the overview. All right, even though you can read this, I want you to hear it from me also. Modules 4, 5, and 6 are connected through the disciplinary MAPS project. MAPS 1, MAPS 2, and MAPS 3. What is a disciplinary MAPS project? You're going to map out your disciplines. This is the terminology we use. And what I mean by disciplines in this case is your concentrations. So just think of each of these modules, MAPS 1, MAPS 2, MAPS 3. Each one is almost like a double paper. You're going to do a paper for each of your concentrations, same paper, top and bottom. You can see what I'm doing here this way. Okay? You're going to do MAPS 1 this way, MAPS 2 this way, MAPS 3 this way. What this is going to do, the objective here is to learn about your disciplines. Because remember the debate and everything I talked about? Oh, these interdisciplinarians, they don't know enough depth on their concentrations to be effective as researchers or anything. And we want you to get started in some foundational material in your areas. Okay? So let's take a look at okay, so let's see. Don't be intimidated. Okay, instead of relying on each project before moving to the next one, I strongly urge you to review all three maps, instructions, and examples that I linked here, okay? Because once you have a conceptual idea of what I'm expecting here, what it's going to take, you'll be able to avoid redundant work, meaning that when you're looking for particular information about history, about biology, about, criminal justice, whatever, you're going to find a lot of information. But instead of staying blinders on it and saying, well, I just need this, you're not thinking about other things that you're going to need for maps 2 and 3, and you might have to start all over again doing redundant information. So this is the way to get it all going. It's really important, okay? Okay, as you research for maps 1, keep an eye in mind what you might be looking for to complete maps 2 and 3. Take notes, bookmark accordingly, okay? Let me know if you have any questions, of course. All right, MAPS 1 is this module, all right? MAPS 1 introduces you to the concept of disciplinary epistemology, all right? Or cognitive mapping. Wow, again, okay. And that's a crucial skill in development and cultivation of integrative thinking. Okay, your readings. You got Repco chapters 5 and 6, okay? Let's take a quick look at chapters 5 and 6. Chapter 5 is long. No, come on, stop. Chapter 5, disciplinarity and disciplines defined, okay? Very important because in here, some people are still having a little trouble. It's fine with disciplines. But you're going to read about disciplines again, about their individual, I've used this before, silos of learning, okay? This reading should probably be earlier, but here's examples of disciplines you're going to see in here, okay? So you get some conceptual idea about all this, right? And then it goes through lists about all kinds of, disciplinary phenomena. And then we're going to move into chapter 6, which is objectives, the DNA of interdisciplinary studies. This gets into a bookmark. Yay. You're going to look at understanding the differences between disciplines, characteristics of disciplines. It's a really important chapter, these two, to get your foundational info. That's part of the readings, okay? Then you are going to read, I'm just going to go looking right at the module here. Take a quick look at it. Module 4. Okay, so we've got the overview. Let me just double check the objective. I typically like to give you guys the objective so we're staying on track what this course really should be, okay? The objective is, there's only one. Examine, apply, or compare key insights, concepts, or theories from each discipline to illustrate the disciplinary perspective. So as we talked about, whatever concentration you're in, think of that concentration discipline as very similar, if not the same. They all have their own concepts, their own theories, their own nomenclature that they use, right? So Okay, so looking at the readings, all right, that's for the video. By the way, I mean, I pushed due date back for the video. I pushed due date back for something. I can't remember. I'll see. Okay, so there's another reading. Do you see what I see? It's a classic. You have to, I mean, it's like you have to read this. And I hate to say it because I'm not proud of this, but we have to update the copy of it because it looks like it's like from when I was in grade school and mimeographed or something. We used to get these things passed out. We'd smell it, man. Little third graders getting high on this stuff. So you can see it's actually like this kind of thing. So, it doesn't look like anything you've read that you think is coming from the Middle Ages or the Renaissance. But try to give that a good read. Do you see what I see is important because it's going to help to illustrate to you how disciplines, if you're in a particular discipline, you see things a certain way. You see your discipline, and if you're another discipline, you see it a different way. So the question we ask as interdisciplinarians is, do you see what I see? As if you don't, how do we integrate, right? How do we integrate? Remember that word, you guys? All right. So let's talk about that. And then you're also reading support information for your MAPS assignment. This is, if this thing is uploading my picture again. Oh, no, it's not. Every time I click on it, sometimes it opens it. Okay. Eesh, something just died. Okay. Wow. Let me see if that, okay, there's a MAPS intro tutorial that is not working, so I guess I'm going to have to look that up or get rid of it. It's a support information for MAPS assignment, but it does not look like it's working. Okay, then there's MAPS concepts and theories example. Let's take a look at that doc. I just opened these the other day. I don't just wing this as much as you're going to write that on my evaluation. Dude just wings it, man. He just wings it. Okay, this one isn't uploading either, so we're having some real fun now. Okay, Maps intro tutorial doesn't work, and I have to get rid of it. The next one is concepts, theories, example. Doesn't work, and I have to get rid of it. I'll look and see what to do about these. You know what? You don't need them. You don't need them. You got enough because you got them. Trust me, I've done this enough. You don't need them. All right. So let's go to the examples. All right, so this is the way this page looks, right? See, I just tried to click on these two and they didn't open, and I just opened them. So something corrupted. I might have to get rid of them, but trust me, some of it is overkill. All right, this is the meat of the deal here. You want to look at these examples because some people learn by reading, some people learn by video, some people learn by images. You're going to see here a MAPS 1, a MAPS 2, and a MAPS 3 example. Good examples that I should double check, see if they open. If not, this whole module is, there it is. Okay, Maps 1. All right, so as you can see with the Maps 1 example here, this is what you're going to be doing. The student has their first concentration, finance, right? Description of the discipline. Okay, keeps going here. Then it's got, boy, I'm reading this mirror backwards. Subjects and concepts addressed by finance. Structure of finance. This can be academic structure. It's typically structure. I prefer the academic structure. Okay, I don't want the structure of banking in this case. All right. Subfields of finance here. Okay, there's a subfields, counting, things like that. Can't read it, but I'm sure it's good. Oh, analytics. Okay, analytics. All right, then you'll notice that there's the page ends here and the reference list starts at the top of the next blank page right here. These are references. They're done in hanging paragraphs. Notice what a hanging paragraph is. This first line sticks out and the subsequent lines below it tucked in. There are no line gaps between the references, okay? Notice that, all right? Here's the second one, communication, all right? Description of discipline. Same thing as it on top, subjects and subjects and concerns, I guess, I don't know, but it goes the same thing as the top, but it's two separate papers. Notice that, one for each Submit them the same paper, but it's two separate major sections. So you look at it as two, because here's the reference list for the other uh, concentration. Now, that's going to be important that you see that and mimic that. That's a template for you. Don't try to improve it. Make it your own, don't make it your own. Use that template as far as, I mean, all templates, how you write. I'm just saying, don't start thinking I need major underlines, boldings, colors, all kinds of things. I don't. It's not going to work any better than this. This is an excellent paper, okay? So there's a MAPS 1 example, MAPS 2 example, MAPS 3 example. Each one is going to have just different criteria for you to look for both of your concentrations. I really want to make this clear, all right? I don't want to have to do a redo on this one. You don't want to do a redo on this one. You want to get it right, all right? Then there's a link that says MAPS, library resources. That should still be current, even though we do not have our librarian anymore. There are interesting, it's still called BIS on here in 302, but if you look on the left side, this might help you. It shows that concepts and theories and descriptions of disciplines. Hang on a second. Hey, Michael. Hey, I'm downstairs right at that main door. I'm just finishing my video, okay? So, um, yeah, if you want to come down, I'll be ready to go in like 5 minutes. Uh, yeah, well, okay, when I'm done, I'll come up. Okay, bye. Sorry about that, you guys. Once again, we're live and we're raw feeding, right? Okay, so this is where we get into, look at this section here, disciplinary maps assignment is in here too, but frankly, it says the tabs along the top of the page are helping you research for the maps. You're going to be going and you're going to say, where's my, okay, there's a tab that says 301 disciplinary maps. It's the same one here, I think. I don't want you to go on a rabbit hole on here, but it could help you. We are in the process of switching over library and stuff like that. Librarian, we don't have a personal one anymore. There's things going on, but there is things that can help you in this left side column here when you look at things for your like description of discipline and subfields. Clicking on it, please let it work. Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's see. Is it working here? Yeah, it gives you some information here. I don't want you to waste your time. I don't mind it. This is better than Google. Don't just start Googling stuff because then I'm going to nail you. You're going to end up with something that ends in pedia. Oh, God, Wikipedia, any kind of pedia. Don't do that, okay? So let's go back to this. Maps is tricky, but look at the example, put it together, and you got this. Trust me, you got this. This is your wheelhouse. This is your, your concentrations here, all right? This is how we start parsing out the interdisciplinary stuff. Okay, then you got a discussion yet too. All right, so the MAPS paper, obviously, I mean, you probably want to do discussion first. I got that due on the 12th now. If you do your replies after the 12th or 13th, I'm not going to give you credit for them. You can't do responses to your peers late because nobody cares. Nobody's looking, right? Because we want to do it on time. Try to stay on time with your discussion board, all right? So you're going to look for, it's the old kind of homework thing. Cut it out an article out of the newspaper and analyze it. You're gonna link an article from a publication like the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, an established publication, and you're going to answer a few questions on it that talks about interdisciplinary and how they look at an issue, topic, or what have you. Okay, that's an important thing. All right. I think some people are already doing it already. Okay, then. And then you get your MAPS 1 worksheet assignment. It's due next Sunday night, of course, I think. September 15th. That is the week from last night. Okay. Oh, by the way, MAPs are worth 100 points each. So now we're getting into big territory here, right? But I want you to look at something here under the description of this assignment. This is how you're going to be graded on this. There's the rubric, okay? You can see that, all right? 10, 10, 10. I got 10 points. Now, this is for each discipline, so the top part and the bottom part. So 10 and 10 for the description of the concentration, and there's details in there. 10 and 10 for the structure. Academic is how it's studied in academia. 10 and 10 for subfields, okay? How many? You're going to say, how many subfields you want? like 3 at least, okay? Give me 3. If you can't give me 3, talk to me and we'll find out why. 3 is good, all right? And then 10 points top and bottom each for proper formatting, grammar, and spelling. So that's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 points altogether. Top concentration's worth 50, bottom concentration's worth 50. I don't care which one's top or bottom, but I want them separate, okay? Separate reference list, separate the whole thing. Now, as far as references, when you look for this information, you're going to use what's called primary sources. You don't know what that is? Got to take a crash course real quick. Primary source is a source that is peer reviewed or established in academia. It's been approved of, okay? I'll tell you what primary source is not. It's not cron.com. It's not Investopedia. It's not any website that ends in .com, because what does .com mean? It's commercial. You're right. .com is commercial, meaning there's revenue attached to it, means that there's a bias inherently, okay? Do not do blogs. Those are not primary sources. Primary sources mainly include journals, textbooks, research articles, dissertations, things that are important. That's where you get your information on your disc, because you're inside now. So you need to step up your game and stop Googling everything like I would if I'm buying a new car. You want to just start knowing who the players are, what the texts are in your field, okay? That's really going to be important. And talk to me if you have questions about that, okay? You need to back it up, because I'm going to look at this and you're going to start telling me, now here's the deal. Here's a trick. Here's a trick. Let's, let me look at, all right, there's a couple of tricks here. Number one is, if you start writing and telling me things about your concentration that are fundamental and foundational, and you haven't backed them up with a source, a primary source, you're going to get dinged. Because, I don't think I have any John Smiths in the class. Let me say, John Smith is not an expert in the field recognized to dictate what's part of it. So this isn't about you. I'm going to just tell them all I know about, the French language here. No, you have to back it up with sources. That's why we went to a plagiarism, right? You want to do a background. You want to look at those samples and see how they did it too, okay? Primary sources. So that's right. Also, you don't get to appear in this paper or any paper the rest of the way, except, no, any of the maps papers, right? You don't get to appear. I know that's tricky and it sounds weird, but you don't get to know using I, me, my, we, us, okay? Especially the royal we. We like to do this. I mean, who's we? It's just you, right? All right, I have my research class. They're like, we research. Who's we? It's just you. Okay, so no royal we, no I, no me. You write in third person. Third person. If you're having trouble with doing that, either get a hold of the Writing Center, or I may help you take a look at it, but I'm not a fan of it. Teaching that, because you should be available, you should be competent in that area, third person. If you have a sentence that you're saying, I can't figure out how the hell to get this in the third person, let me know and I'll put it in third person for you, okay? But you don't get to appear. Those are tricky things, all right? So that's part of the formatting in my opinion, okay? You don't get to appear, use primary sources, double line spacing, indent your paragraphs, Times New Roman 12, all right? So Easter egg number 2 is formatting, okay? Formatting. I just want you to remember formatting, okay? Again, no abstracts, no that, but just remember that one word, formatting, okay? All right, so we talked about the maps, all right? And looking at the examples, I want you, it's already at 23 minutes, sorry it's so long, but I really want to emphasize that. Use primary sources again, and I think we're good here. I don't want to overdo this. I may have to put another video out at some point. Let me know if you have any issues. Again, you guys are doing really good as the work's been ramping up. I like what I see. Keep it up. Easter egg number 3, use primary sources. Okay? Forks up. Peace out.